I've got the exterior walls laid out now, and I've got some of the interior walls laid out. This area up in here is going to be my master bedroom. This is going to be the secondary bedroom on this house. This is a 2-bedroom house, and it has to have 1 full bath. So this is going to be the bathroom area, and I also intend right now for it to contain the closets for the master bedroom and for the second bedroom. Now this has got to be a 900 square foot house. So what I want to do is take a look at the Word document. This is on page 26 in your packet, and it is the suggested room sizes. The first one I'm going to look for here is the master bedroom. And it says that the better size for that is 12 by 15. Now, back to my drawing. This is a 10-foot by 10-foot bedroom, so it's only 100 square feet. So I need to make this a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to click on the upper wall here, and you can see it says it's 10 feet, so I'm going to highlight that. And I'm just going to change that to 15. And then I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not going to change anything other than the height of it. I'm not going to make it 12 feet across right now. I might have to later, but it's going to be fine for now. The other thing that this Word document on page 26 tells me is that the secondary bedrooms can be 10 by 10 or 10 by 12 is better. So let me go back to Revit here. I'm going to click on this lower wall, and it says 10. I'm just going to change that one to 12. So that's our secondary bedroom. So I've sort of got these laid out now, size-wise anyways. So what I need to do is put some dimensions in here. So I'm going to click the dimensions, and I'll zoom in. And one of the things I want to make sure that I have done in the modify box here is that I have clicked on this choice right here, and then I've chosen wall faces. Because when I click on the face of the wall, now I can see where the dimension is going to go. It's going to go right on the face of that, and I'm going to scroll out, and we're going to position that dimension right there, and I'm going to lock it because I want this dimension to stay 15 feet. I'm going to do the same thing for this lower one. So I'll start my dimensioning tool. Well, it's actually running. You can get it from up here or here. Just use the aligned one. I never use the linear, but I always use aligned. So I'll click on the face of the wall, and I'll come down to the lower one and click on that. I don't know. You might be able to see the two lines line themselves up. Next one I want to do is I want to dimension the bathroom. So let's see what we got for size for the bathroom. Got that wall and that one, and I'm going to click. I'm going to zoom out, and it says that that dimension is 3 feet 3 inches. And I forgot to do something on this one down here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to set the lock on that one. So I've got the 15-foot dimension locked. I've got the 12-foot dimension locked. And now we've got this 3 foot 3 inch one. What the lock does for me is if I click on this wall and I want to move that wall up, and I'm just going to use the arrow keys here, it maintains the size of the upper wall. And you can see the bathroom is changing sizes. Same thing with this lower one. If I want to click the wall, sorry. If I click the wall and move it down, the 12-foot dimension remains, but the size of the bathroom modifies itself. So the down arrow clicks changed it somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 inches per press of the down or up arrows. All right, now let's go back to our Word document, and it says bath. Recommended size 5 feet by 8. Secondary master bath would be larger. We're not doing a master bath in this house. It only needs one full bathroom. That's the requirement for the 900 square foot house, 2-bedroom, is just one full bath. If you put in an extra half a bath, that's fine too, if you have the space. But right now we're just going to do the 5 by 8 bath. So back to Revit. So we can see that this is not 5 feet. I'm going to make this distance here 5 feet, and then we'll see what our distance is from the left and the right in a couple seconds. So let's go back to our wall here. I'm going to click on this, and I'll highlight that dimension. I'm going to make that be 5 feet. Now, don't forget, we're also in a house that has to be Americans with Disabilities Act compliant, which means you have to have a 5-foot turning diameter. And because of that, this 5-foot distance between the two walls isn't significant or isn't enough. A person in a wheelchair couldn't come into this room and turn. They're going to need a little bit more space than this. So I'm just going to click on this. I'm going to put in 5 feet 6 inches right now. That'll satisfy the 5-foot turning diameter. Okay, so I'm going to not lock that dimension in yet. Now let's do the wall distance from here. Oh, I gotta click this dimension tool. I'm going to zoom in so I can see which wall I'm getting here, or which part of the wall. That's why you want to have the detail level set to fine down here. That way you can see the necessary dimensions. So that is 10 feet across, and that more than satisfies our size for the bathroom that's recommended here, because they're recommended 5 by 8. I've got 5'5" by about 10 feet. So I'm going to look back at my plan. Excuse me. I don't want to make the 10 feet smaller, so I'm going to lock that. And I also don't want to change the 5'6" one anymore. So I'm going to push the escape key. Here we go. Click on that. And then I'm going to click the lock. Now, what this is going to do for me is when I go to change the walls, like let's look at this one. This is the front of my house. I don't want this wall to be uneven with this one. So I'm going to select the Align tool, and I'm going to click on this wall first, and then that one, and that brings those two walls even with each other in the front. So because I locked all these dimensions, what happens is everything changes as a unit now. So if I click on this wall down here and use the arrow keys, everything stays the same size. And then that Align tool again, it's kind of neat to know, is I click on it, I want the first wall that I don't want to move, and then the second wall that I do want to move, those two, and I'll click zoom in, just make sure I did get the siding. I did, and I'm going to lock that in place. So now, if I click on this wall and go to move it down, you'll notice that both the fronts move at the same distance. Okay? Alright. So, I'm going to stop this video and let you guys work on doing this. I recommend you lock dimensions on things when you know that they need to be stay in place.